We welcome you here inside Gerber Stadium for our HETV Game of the Week, as today we have girls soccer featuring the Vikings of Fremd High School, who come in with a record of 4-5-1, while they take on the Hawks of Hoffman Estates with a record of 5-9-1. It should be a great Mid-Suburban East Division conference battle here at Gerber Stadium. Now let's go over to the game time on our HETV Game of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and students of Hoffman Estates High School, we welcome you to tonight's soccer contest between the Fremd Vikings and your Hoffman Estates Hawks. Both schools are participating members of the Illinois High School Association and are committed to ensure the highest possible standards of conduct. These athletes are friendly rivals, and their participation reflects the essence of interscholastic athletics. That is, to play hard, but fair. The assigned officials for tonight's contest have exhibited the experience and integrity that qualifies them to administer the rules of the game. They deserve to be extended every courtesy. Hoffman Estates High School is a smoke-free campus. Smoking or the use of tobacco products in the building or on campus is prohibited. Again, we welcome you to Hoffman Estates High School and encourage you to demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout the contest. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And now, for the starting lineups, starting with Fremd High School. Wearing number 0, Kennedy Gosel. Number 3, Allie Prigge. Number 4, Mackenzie Stein. Number 5, Ashley Sesniak. Number 6, Kayla Tanner. Number 7, Emma Katovich. Number 9, Layla Dib. Number 12, Marta Cholowa. Number 14, Laura Burke. Number 15, Kaylee Stone. And number 22, Elizabeth Prigge. Fremd is coached by head coach Steve Keller and assisted by Kelsey Havel, Chad Jonas, Bill Bulow, Kathleen Holmberg, and Gerardo Pagani.
Here we go.
And now for your Hoffman Estates Hawks. Wearing number 0, Crystal Adosio. Number 3, Christina Salerno. Number 5, Kathy Lopez. Number 7, Emma Lunek. Number 9, Delaney Slingerland. Number 10, Molly Salerno. Number 12, Vanessa Bonilla. Number 14, Vanessa Alonso. Number 22, Josie Roberts. Number 24, Avery Panic. And number 25, Gabby Anderson. The Hoffman Estates Hawks are coached by Coach Jeff Bird, Jay Culleton, and Chris Essex. Good luck to both teams tonight.
As you just heard, the introductions, the national anthem, and the starting 11 for both teams are about to get set here inside Gerber Stadium today for IHSA Girls Soccer in our Mid-Suburban League Conference showdown between the visiting Vikings of Fremd High School taking on the home team in the HoffmanEstates Hawks. Again, both teams coming into play today. 5-9-1 are the home Hawks, 1-5 in conference play. They come in losing 6 in a row coming into today's contest. While for the Fremd Vikings, they are coming in with a record of 4-5-1, 4-2 in conference play so far this season. And their recent streak, they have lost 3 in a row coming into tonight's battle with the HoffmanEstates Hawks. So both teams are looking to break the losing trend here tonight. 2 40-minute halves here that we'll have in IHSA Varsity Soccer here this evening. And you see both teams in their respective huddles right now. And once they'll break out, we'll get soccer going here from Gerber Stadium in just a moment. Glad you could join us here on our HETV Game of the Week. I'm Ryan Fay with you here inside Gerber Stadium. I also want to thank the great cam work of my guy to my left, Rick Signorella, with me here inside the booth as well. You'll see on your screen throughout the broadcast here tonight the Fremd Vikings, the road team in their road green uniforms with the yellow trim, yellow numbers to correlate. And the goalie in number 0, Kennedy Gusell, will be in the pink jersey. Meanwhile, for the home HoffmanEstates Hawks, they will be in their home white uniforms with the dark blue trim and numbers that you'll see on your screen on the back of their jerseys and on the front. And the starting goalie in number 0, in Crystal Adosio, is in the blue jersey for the Hawks in goal tonight. In the comparison matchup for both goalies here tonight, Adosio for the Hawks, just over 200 minutes played so far in 3 matches, allowing 19 opponent shots on goals, allowing 4 goals respectively, making 15 saves and making 5 saves per game. And to counter that with Kennedy Gusell, has played in 7 matches this year. She's played time at the forward spot while being the backup goalkeeper as well. On the forward side, she has a goal and 2 points so far this season. And Gusell in net has played 160 minutes, 20 of them as well in overtime, allowing 5 goals and making 10 saves too. So the Hawks will have possession here to begin tonight's contest. You'll see the Hawks on your screen for the first 40 going right to left, and the Vikings in the road green going left to right. It's a clear night for soccer, and we're underway. Bit of a northeast wind breeze coming in from Gerber Stadium, so it'll be going, the breeze rather, from left to right on your screen. As play goes up towards midfield on the far side. Vikings win possession off of that. Running up to that one is the captain for the Vikings, Marta Holowa, the captain. 10 games played this year for her, having 4 goals and an assist. 9 total points for her so far this season as the senior captain. And off the clear there from the goalie Adosio for the Hawks. That one goes out of play. And the throw-in will be Emma Katovich, the sophomore defensive and midfielder at times. She has a goal so far this season and 2 points. This one into the box near right side, but to the side of the net, out of play. And off of the last Viking boot, it'll be Adosio to clear. Just underway, over a minute played, still no score. And not very often have we been able to say clear skies in the Chicagoland area for sporting events of any kind, really. A little cool, though, and it'll get cooler as the night continues on. And once we get into darkness with the stadium lights then taking full effect. Lights are on here at Gerber Stadium, but again, as we mentioned, the sun's still setting. You can see peaks and valleys of the sun on the field. See it probably go away as we get closer to the end of the first half and the start of the second. This one centered into the box, and a nice clear out there on the far side from the captain and Emma Lunak, the senior defensive player for the Hawks. That one cleared out towards the Viking bench. Lunak this year, kind of an iron woman. 14 games played this season, tallying over 840 minutes of game time. As Stone had possession. Stone, the leading goal scorer for the Vikings with 5 so far here in 2018. That one deflects off a defensive player, having to come out and on an awkward angle as that one goes to the back line and out was Adosio. Didn't have the cleanest of angles going at it, and we will have our first corner kick of the evening, and it will belong to the Fremd Vikings. And going to take the corner kick for Fremd will be Elizabeth Prigge, the sophomore defenseman. Goal and assist so far this season in her 9 games that she's played. So she has this first corner of the contest. As we're into the 3rd minute of play. Only one player for the Vikings in the 6-yard box for the moment, as they all shift on in towards it, and Adosio punches it out. A couple of green jerseys were around it on the edge of the 18, but none could get to it as this one goes back to midfield and cleared out to the benches and out of play. Again, the coaching staff for both sides. For the Vikings, Steve Keller, the head varsity coach, who had a 15-5-1 team last season. And he mentioned coming into play this year saying, quote, "We are very young and inexperienced, and our goal is to grow every game and play to our potential. And we need to get games under our belt and learn what competing at the varsity level is all about." And sometimes that's what happens when you get with a senior-led squad and you have to have that bit of a turnaround and turnover to your varsity roster. As he has quite a bit of underclassmen starting on his varsity squad this year. But they have to be proud of the 4-2 conference record they have so far this season. Meanwhile, for the Hawks, it hasn't been the prettiest of contests in conference play. They're 1-5 so far, having lost 6 in a row. Their last match against Elk Grove at the Grenadiers was a 6-3 loss, as they've allowed 10 goals and only scoring 5 for their own in the last 2 games combined. As we mentioned, for the Vikings, they've lost 3 in a row coming into play today, as they have the upcoming Naperville Invitational coming up, which will be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. As on the far side there, Layla Dibb, number 9 in green, trying to center it into the box with a deflected header, and Adosio out there to make the save. So the first good offensive chance of the evening is stopped. And Adosio will clear to the left side. A bit of a side foot kick there. And trying to play it up ahead. This one in the area for Molly Salerno, the captain, number 10, with the orange wristband on her left arm, as that sticks out on the all-white uniform. And the throw-in is Josephine Roberts, who we mentioned has logged the most minutes for the Hawks this season, over 950 so far here in 2018. One-on-one battle there against Ashley Sesniak, number 5 in green for Fremd, as this one's cleared out to the near right side and out of play. Just over 5 minutes played, no score. Glad you're with us for our HETV Game of the Week between the Fremd Vikings and the HoffmanEstates Hawks. And IHSA Varsity Girls Soccer. As we go back to the Diamond next week for baseball, we'll see these same 2 schools going at it, but at Fremd for boys baseball. So make sure you look out for that in your local programming in the next week and a half. As off that turnover, Fremd looks to go up ahead with it. That one behind Kaylee Stone. And the Hawks defense will settle it down and pitch it up towards midfield. And ending up taking control of that is Allie Prigge. She's out there starting with her sister Elizabeth. And a bit of a trip there on Dibb will have this possession go the other way off the reset. Roberts on that kick. She also has taken 9 corner kicks for the team this season. Also has a goal and an assist. 3 points total for her this year. And almost a clean play, and throwing her hands up on that one was Kathy Lopez, the junior, who leads the team in goals with 12. Thought she had a breakaway opportunity, perhaps. But unless they call the foul. Salerno with control, uses the left foot to hit it up ahead. As she looks there to find Avery Panic into the box left side. Gets the deflection as they tried to clear it, but that one goes to the goal line and out. And that'll be a goal kick. Kennedy Gosell in goal for the Vikings. Sometimes will wear jersey number 16 as well. Today she's wearing number 0. Gosell in goal. Jen Norris has gotten more action in net so far this year, but she's not available to play today. Jen Norris is a sophomore who has played 8 games, has allowed 8 goals, so you can tell you, if you do your division there, how many goals she's allowed per game. It's 1. As I gave away the simple math division equation, 8 divided by 8 is 1. We are here at a high school, so we are here to learn. It is an educational venture, so you can never stop learning. Fremd with control in the defensive half of the Hawks. Quick toss up into the defense of Hoffman. Vikings looking for a set piece here as Hoa will get that one, and that one almost went through the 5-hole of Adosio, but was able to make the stop, sliding to her knees to make the play. And she'll clear it to the right side. Ball out of play for a Viking throw-in. Again, as we mentioned, Fremd lost 3 in a row coming into the match here tonight. Hoffman losing 6 in a row. Battle on the far left side for Fremd goes out, but they'll have the throw-in. Just over 9 minutes played, no score between the Vikings and the Hawks. Battle in that far left corner as this one centered back in towards the edge of the 18. Shot on in is going to be just wide. And that'll go out for a goal kick. It's the longest shot attempt we've seen so far early on here in this first half. It looks like we're going to have our first substitution of the contest as well. As coming on out is Delaney Slingerland. And we'll get a number on who just checked in. And that's Summer Vola, number 15, who just checked in. So 15 in for 9. Also on that Vikings shot there from a moment ago was Kayla Tanner. She has a goal and 2 assists this season. And right on cue, she gets it off the goal kick and goes to her left. They try to shoot up towards that left side for a hole, for an opening, but to no avail. Adosio out to make the stop. Adosio on that far edge of the 18, trying to hit it up at midfield. As Hoffman looks to answer. Again, a bit of a northeast breeze here tonight at Gerber Stadium. Not sure how much of a factor will play in terms of the long ball usage here tonight, but in the Chicagoland area, you can never be safe with the wind. As this one, bit of a ground ball shot that went on in, and Adosio had no problem scooping that one up. As we played over 10 minutes of action. Still no score. Glad you could join us for our HETV game of the week. As this one comes out and play to the near side and be a Hawks throw-in. Roberts with the throw-in. Fans have come out here to brave the chilly elements here tonight. I should warn them, it's only going to get colder, though. As this one chipped on in towards the edge of the 18, and almost indecisive there. Coming on out was Kennedy Gassell, as she had a very decisive Salerno staying in the box, trying to see if she could get her off her edge there, and she actually almost did. Kind of a bit of a cat-mouse game just to see if Gassell was going to be aggressive coming out towards her edge of the box. And as the captain, as the midfielder, that's kind of the play you want to make, is play until the goalie has possession. As this one hit up ahead for the left side, and right on cue, we're looking for Salerno, but this one cleared out by the Vikings. As even some of the ball assistants are balled up in blankets here tonight. As Fremd will clear out. Kenzie Stein, number 4, with control, dribbling to her right at midfield. And actually got through the legs there of Salerno for a moment. Now back to Szczesniak for Fremd. Hit up ahead, and that one is an onside play. Fremd with an opportunity here, but they will clear back on and get some more bodies. This one deflects around off of a defensive header. Adosio makes the stop. So we're seeing the offensive chances here start to pick up for the Vikings. We've only seen one good set piece so far from Hoffman. As we play 13 minutes of this contest, to be exact now and counting, at midfield, kind of behind Salerno, they'll have to stop her stride for that moment. Roberts clear up ahead, but out of play. That was Katovich on the throw-in, as this one gets away for a moment there off the defensive sophomore and Lauren Burke, number 14. And back into the right side of the Hoffman defense. Vanessa Alonso, also the co-captain for the Hawks, number 14. You also see her with the orange band on too, alongside Emma Lunak, number 7. So 3 captain armbands out there for Hoffman. The Hawks in the home whites today, as that one's out of play. As the ball actually got thrown out into the field before the throw-in happened, so having to go out and chase it was Vanessa Alonso, number 14, the senior. By asking, hey, I'm a senior, I get these kind of perks where you could just give it right to me. I shouldn't have to run out in the field just to get the ball for a throw-in, as this one will be out of play to that far corner, and that'll be a throw-in. So basically a corner throw here coming up. You can kind of set up a corner kick style play if you may so choose. On the edge of the 18, the Fremd will get it. And kept in play for a moment. Nicely there by Bonilla to keep the attack alive, and then Fremd will finally clear. As Fremd looks to attack now and counter the other way, as they're looking for Kaylee Stone. One of their offensive juggernauts is Adosio rather will have that clear. Fremd able to get it right back. A high shot trying to get Adosio off of her edge, but that shot too far to the left of Adosio and out of play. She'll put this on the edge of her 6-yard box to clear this one right to left. Playing it a little low, trying to avoid any wind action with the clear. Deflected up ahead. Hoffman staying with it. Nicely done, Kathy Lopez. As there comes an attack perhaps for Hoffman, but a good hustle there as that one hit off the official, or the side judge rather, as hustling back was Lauren Burke for the Vikings to stop that attempt from becoming any more significant.
Let's go, Fremd.
Alonso the throw-in. The edge of the 18. Shot on in, and a point-blank stop made by Gassell. It's the first true shot on goal tonight for Hoffman. Allie Prigge, number 3, and a good stop there defensively. Bonilla again. Dib with a lot of space in front of her, and just shoots it up ahead. And that one actually got through Adosio, and I believe it'll be a corner kick, and it will. So another corner kick coming up for Fremd. This will be their second of the first half so far. Hoffman has yet to have one, as we're almost halfway through the first half. be Elizabeth Prigge, the sister of Allie, to take this corner on the far side. It's her second corner taken for the team. She's taken all 2. Here comes the corner kick on in, and the header hit wide and out to the near side. And it'll be a Hawks throw-in. Roberts will survey the field before the throw-in, and throw-in goes out. Wasn't even touched, actually. And this is going to have a couple subs come on in now for Fremd, as coming on out is Sesniak, along with Allie Prigge. And taking their spots, we'll get you those replacements in just a moment. As it looks like number 21 Claire Stewart has checked into the game alongside Maya Poiras. So those are the 2 ins and respective outs for Fremd off of that substitution sequence. So now they're all caught up. Clear up ahead for Hoffman. And staying on sides was Kathy Lopez, as that dribbler, and coming out to stop that was Gasell. And she'll let her area clear on out. That will be shot right back into Gasell, and she'll basically have another clearing kick again. Header deflected back into the Hoffman half for a moment. As a spin kick attempt around, looking for Salerno. Did not meet a white jersey. As Marahoa, the captain for the Hawks, had that one for a moment. As Katovic will throw it on in. And Salerno will head that one out. Now over halfway through this first half. No score still. The offensive chances have started to increase as we continue on, though. Glad you've been able to tune in for this HETV game of the week here at Gerber Stadium here in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, the home of the Hawks, as they're taking on the Fremd Vikings. Ryan Fay with you here on the call, as Kathy Lopez trying to come out and make an attack here from behind, and Gasell will clear it. Again, our next broadcast coming up will be these same 2 high schools going at it, but at Fremd and over at the baseball field at Fremd. So make sure you check your local listings for that game coming up in your area. As we're going to see a couple of substitutions more as well, as in now for the Hoffman Estates Hawks is number 8 in Alyssa Dupart, as Avery Panic checked out. And we'll get you the Fremd substitution in just a moment. As it may have looked like may have been Marissa Wade that just checked in. We'll get a clarification on that in just a brief moment. Meanwhile, it'll be Elizabeth Prigge to take this free kick off the reset. So Madeline McCarthy was the new player to check on in for Fremd. And that took out Layla Dibb. So that clears up that substitution from a moment ago. So Dibb out and Stewart in. So each team now with a few substitutions used apiece here in this first half. Kaylee Stone in control for Poiras, who came in as a sub a few minutes ago. Back a little while back, as that one goes out of play and cleared out. And Tovic now will have the throw in. Tovic taking an extra second as she surveys the field. As it goes on in for Poyraz, and that one almost hit the corner flag, but it will go out, and it looks like it'll be a corner kick coming for Fremd, and it will be for Elizabeth Prigge, as this will be her third corner kick of this first half. Two players in the box for the Vikings right now, rest of them on the edge of it. Elizabeth Prigge signals she's ready. This low one gets on in, and it'll go back to Prigge, and she'll hit it in towards the box. A high one. A header just goes over the top of the crossbar and out. But an A-plus chance for Fremd, as getting kind of caught flat-footed was Crystal Adosio, the goalkeeper for the Hawks, but they avoid damage there, as that one will be a goal kick coming up. Now Malunak will take this corner for her goalie. But Fremd right there to pounce on it once again for an offensive opportunity. Tanner tripped up from behind by Kathy Lopez. So a set piece coming up for Elizabeth Prigge from about roughly 40 yards out. This one is going to be going in towards the box, but that one over the crossbar, and to her right off the shot was Prigge. So Docia will have the goal kick as we have 15:30 and counting to play here in this first half. Hawks clear to midfield. This time the Vikings will play it back to Gosell, and they'll reset the possession. I'm really chewing up the category of time of possession here in these middle stages of the first half. Kaylee Stone along the left side, trying to keep the play alive. The Hoffman defense clears it for a moment, but the header puts it back in that defensive half area. Fremd has really gotten a lot of traffic in towards the last end of defense of the Hawks. Poyraz to the right. Salerno to stop it. The co-captain will give it to Kathy Lopez. Kathy Lopez with a shot up ahead, and that one off of a deflection. Hustling for this one is Dupart, but coming back to clear it was Prigge, as she got it up ahead to Poyraz. Really good play there from Lopez to keep sending the ball back and had the Vikings defense reel as they clear it. It's the line judge, and it'll be a Hawks throw-in. Throw into the far right corner as this one gets in towards the edge of the box, but this one will go back to the goal line out of play, and a goal kick upcoming. Gonna have another Hoffman substitution, as it looks like coming on and in will be Emma Essex, number 18. And checking out for a bit will be Salerno. As it looks like Vanessa Alonso, who also checked out a little while ago, will be set to come on in off the next dead possession.
Come on, Maya, run.
Play along the near side, still kept in. Up for Dupart, who tumbles down. Tanner. Now Stone. Stone trying to use her speed to get in. And a good cancel on a whistle. And they're going to get that on Stone. But the offsides flag had come up. But I believe so did that foul. Roberts on that kick there for Hoffman. Tovich will have the throw in for Fremd. Hoa playing a little cat and mouse game, cross in, and still alive, ball still loose. And that one Hoffman eventually clears, and it will be a goal kick. That one, like I said, was last touched by the Vikings, as Vanessa Alonso now will come on in. And she'll be taking the place of Emma Lunak, the other co-captain of Hoffman Estates. So we have 11.5 to play, and we get a whistle prior, and I believe we may have to redo the kick as the substitution did not fully finish before the kick, so that's what it appears it'll be. So 2 of the 3 co-captains getting a breather right now on the bench for Hoffman. There's that one there from Docio to the left side. Kathy Lopez. Tovich plays it back to her defense, but it's out of play. Roberts will throw it in. High one towards midfield for Dupart. Poirez up ahead as she finds her co-captain in Holwa, but that one, she did not have enough real estate to get there on time, so another goal kick as we approach 10 minutes to play here in this first half. Still no score between the Hawks and the Vikings in this Mid-Suburban League Conference showdown here at Gerber Stadium here in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Glad you could join us for our HETV Game of the Week. Ryan Fahey with you on the call. And great shots here provided by Rick Signorello, top here in the booth with me to my left. Always a pleasure to work with Rick and all of our shoots that we get to do. And we're going to have a Fremd substitution now, as coming out is Kayla Tanner, and Ashley Sesniak comes back in. She was an original starting 11 member for the Vikings. Sesniak, the freshman, so far in 10 games has a goal and 2 points. And one for Tanner, who just came out. He's played 9 contests with a goal and 2 assists. Dupart tries to play to her left, but Fremd takes possession. This one will go out of play for a Roberts throw-in. As they looked up ahead for Dupart, and Roberts will get another throw-in. Solaire now will come back in for the Hawks, as Voller will check out. Another Hawks throw-in. It's about 3 in a row in the last 20 seconds of gameplay. That was Emma Essex off the throw-in. And this one trying to come in from behind was Bonilla, as we have play back at midfield. Solano, who, or I should say, beg your pardon, Vanessa Alonso. Solano just checking in a moment ago as the ball goes out of play for a Viking throw-in. Fans out here now starting to bring the coffee and donuts to stay warm in the bleachers. If there are any donuts extra, we are more than happy to take them up here in the booth. Roberts looks for Panic, who checked in a moment ago as well. As that one hit off the left foot of Panic and out. Cleared out by Fremd. Back towards the center of the pitch. This one out to the left side as they look for Claire Stewart. Salerno plays it up ahead. Finds Panic. Goes back to Salerno off the give and go. Salerno trying to play it up to the right side. Is going to find Dupart. She's got a chance on in towards the box. And is it going to count? It will not, I believe. As they're going to say, because of the interference with the goalkeeper in Gassell, it will not count. As Gassell had made initial contact, making possession of the ball as Dupart kind of just momentum carried her in towards for body contact. So no goal. Closest chance for Hoffman tonight, however, so far. And we remain scoreless here in this first half. Christina Salerno, who had the touch there for a moment. Christina, the sister of Molly, who has 3 assists this season so far. Nadahoa up ahead. It's the right side for Sesniak into the right side. Looks to center it in, but right there to stop it is Adosio. Approaching 6 minutes left to play of this first half. As this one cleared up to the left side, as trying to hustle for this is Dupart. But saying, not in my house, and clearing it is Lauren Burke. Number 14 in green. Roberts throw and looks for Dupart. Katovich will just clear to the near side. So we now have 5:30 to play and counting in this first half. Roberts with another throw in. Really, she wanted to center it in towards the box. That one goes out of play for, well, you guessed it, another Hawks throw in. Crowd still filing on in here at Gerber Stadium. Kaylee Stone, as Hoa was hit up from behind, as Stone trying to race into the box. She has an opportunity and she scores. Make it 6 goals on the year now for Kaylee Stone, and it is 1-0 Vikings here in the latter stages of half number 1. Kaylee Stone unassisted, taking it in herself. As from behind it was Hoa, who got tripped up and just took it upon herself to go to the right side of the box and get Adosio off balance. And we have our first tally of the evening. Alonzo to the right side and trying to clear it, but Fremd keeps it in play. Stone with another chance left side, and that one deflected wide. Stone now 6 goals on the year. As we now have 4 minutes to play here in the half, with a 1-0 Fremd lead. Quick header from the Vikings defense, played up ahead. Hoa with a nice stop move there before the Hawks took it away. Alonzo up to Salerno right side. Salerno looking to play that one up ahead for Avery Panic, but Fremd had other options. Salerno gets it back. She looks for Panic again. This time it'll work for a moment. Fremd clears out left side for them, and a throw-in with a couple subs coming in as Lunak now will come back in, along with Catherine Lopez. As going on out is Christina Salerno. And that was Josephine Roberts who may have checked out. I'll clarify that in just a moment. Oh, Roberts still in. Get the number who just checked out in just a moment. As this one in towards the center of the box as the Vikings defense clears. To clarify, that was coming out there for the Hawks was number 25, Gabrielle Anderson, as that one scooped up by Gasell. 2.5 now to play in the half. Couple headers that go past midfield. Kaylee Stone in control. She had a couple of nice offensive chances. The edge of the 18, and that one a nice block there from Roberts. As trying to lace up the boot there for the big shot was Maya Poyraz. So a nice stance there from Roberts defensively. Panic, and we get a whistle and an offsides call with the flag going up. So off the reset kick coming, 100 seconds playing to go here in the first half. 1-0 Vikings. Off of a Kaylee Stone goal. Elizabeth Prigge on the kick up ahead and out of play. Roberts throw in towards Panic. Roberts again. Now Bonilla. Essex turns it over. It's Stone in control for Fremd. For Holwa, who wants to go back to Stone on the edge of the 18, but can't. Poyraz will go for another shot attempt. This one goes too far to her right and out. So we now have 40 seconds and counting to go. Docio with the goal kick. This one goes right to Holwa off the kind of the missed kick there, as this one will go back to the goal line and out, and it'll be another goal kick with 25 seconds to play in the half. Docio going to the same area again as her last one. Kathy Lopez up along the left side with 10 to play. Lopez shoots it up ahead, looking for Salerno. And a header there from Claire Stew will have it go out with a few seconds ticking off. And that will do it for the first half of play. But not before a Kaylee Stone goal for the Fremd Vikings made the difference here after 1 half of play. As we go to the half, it is the Fremd Vikings 1 and the Hoffman Estates Hawks 0. Time for our halftime break. And we'll get you set for second half action and more in just a little bit on our HETV Game of the Week. About to get set for second half action on our HETV Game of the Week between the Fremd Vikings and the Hoffman Estates Hawks and IHSA Varsity Girls Soccer action here from Hoffman Estate High School at Gerber Stadium here in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Ryan Fay with me here on the broadcast, along with the great camera work of Rick Signorello to my left up here in the booth. It is a 1-0 Vikings lead off of a Kaylee Stone goal. That happened with just a few minutes left in that first half. It'll be the Vikings going left to right on your screen. I should say right to left, beg your pardon. They'll be going right to left offensively on your screen. Hoffman Estates will be going left to right. Vikings around the yellow midfield circle in the green road uniforms as we get the second half underway, while the home Hawks of Hoffman Estates are in their home white uniforms. And the second edition of the 40 minutes of play are underway. Bonilla for the Hawks try to get it up ahead to the right side in the defensive half. Christina Salerno for the, I should say, beg your pardon, Allie Prigge goes to Stone, who got the goal in the first half. Looks for another chance here, but a good clear from the Hawks stops that chance from happening. Elizabeth Prigge, the sister of Allie, with that throw-in. And she plays up to her sister Allie along the left side. Allie Prigge on the cross in, and it is a goal. How about that from the most awkward of angles? Allie Prigge delivers, and it is 2-0 Fremd, 56 seconds into the first half. Excuse me, second half. But what a shot there from Prigge, 56 seconds into the second half to double the lead at 2-0.
By number 3, Allie Prigge.
For the Vikings. So she gets on the board and tallies her second goal of the year, her third point of the season. 2-0 Fremd in favor of the visitors. And that shot was from just inside the edge of the 18. Off of a difficult angle. It kind of caught Docio flat-footed trying to backtrack it. Looked like she was playing it under the assumption the wind or the direction of the kick was going to go over the crossbar, but that didn't happen. As now another chance here for Fremd. Backtrack, shot in, and that one easily swallowed up by Docio. As Maddie McCarthy had that shot attempt from about 25 out. Header there from Elizabeth Prigge. Get a whistle, and it looks like a handball was called. So HoffmanEstates will get it off the reset. 2-0 Fremd off of a quick goal, 56 seconds into the second half from Allie Prigge. Off of a ridiculously tough angle. I don't even think she thought it was going in, because her reaction after the goal had gone in, she didn't look like she was ready to celebrate right away, because she didn't believe she actually got it in herself. Her intent, I think, was to center it into the box, and instead she gets the goal. Sometimes it's not always how you plan it. It's a matter of as long as it goes in. Elizabeth Prigge for the throw-in. That one deflected out. It'll be a Hoffman throw-in, and looks like we're going to have our a signal for a substitution. It looks like we did not, so we'll have the throw-in again. No substitution there. May have been an inadvertent whistle either way. Play on. Hawks have control. Roberts played to the left side. That's Maya Porras who plays it up for Tanner. Kayla Tanner, number 6 in green, gets taken down. No call. We play on. And that one out of play for a throw-in. Crowd here surviving and bearing the elements. It is a bit chilly out there tonight here at Gerber Stadium. Temperatures will continue to drop. It's probably in the mid-40s right now with a wind out of the northeast. Looks like the refs have a conversation. They're going to rule a goal kick instead of a throw-in. So the head official overrules the side judge. So we'll have the goal kick now from Adosio. A little bit short on the kick, and a whistle that goes against Fremd. As we played 4.5 minutes of this second half. Roberts on control with the kick. And it looked like a handball there that wasn't called. No whistle, we continue on with play. Now it's Vanessa Alonso, number 14 in white. This one deflects off of Elizabeth Prigge, and the shot there just goes wide. As having to play that one and coming out of her box a little bit was Kennedy Gassell. And she'll have the goal kick. Line drive kick through a couple players. Kenzie Stein chips it up as they look for Kaylee Stone, who had the first half goal for Fremd. Centers it in, and that one Adosio lost for a moment, but got it quickly back and makes the stop. Adosio with a high kick, clearing it back to midfield. Christina Solano trying to play it up ahead. Fremd seem to be doing better with ball control, as this one now to Kathy Lopez. This one will be out to the far side for Roberts. And up ahead as they look for Salerno, and she'll maintain possession as she tries to center and deflects off of Lauren Burke, and it'll be the first corner kick for Hoffman Estates here this evening. And Roberts will have the corner kick. So again, first corner for the Hawks. No one in the 6-yard box, everybody scattered around it. Here comes the kick in, and the Vikings will clear. Goes back to Bonilla to keep possession. Roberts with a high kicks going to the right side for it. Vikings try to header it away. This one a high shot there from Alonso. Stays in. A little chip shot there. Squeezes out. And a whistle and the offsides flag went up. But what an opportunity there is. It just looked like Estelle just lost it after she went down to the ground to try to make the save. So a missed chance there for the Hawks. Allie Prigge the other way. Who scored 56 seconds into the second half. Bit of miscommunication there with Kaylee Stone, as this one is going to dribble back behind the back line and out. It'll be a goal kick. Docio with the kick. Allie Prigge keeping control for a moment. Mackenzie Stein. As they go to the left again for Stone. Centered pass into the box, but that one just out of the wheelhouse of Tanner, who was the closest recipient perhaps of it. And this one goes back into the defensive half of Fremd. Now one out of play, and we'll have a Hoffman substitution upcoming. Once the next whistle blows for a dead ball, we'll have that substitution happen. Trying to see who's gonna be coming in. And I don't know if it's an official substitution. It looks like maybe a brief medical timeout. Or now we call the substitution. There we go. Didn't hear the whistle for it, but nevertheless we get it. As checking in now is Cassidy Ryan for the first time here this evening. And Alonso now comes on out. So Ryan in for Alonso. Cassidy Ryan, 9 games played this year with an assist here in 2018. So back into the Hoffman defense of third. As they center back to clear, and they do, and it goes out for a Viking throw-in. And they'll do the same festivities again. Wind looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit out there based on how the flags are moving along the corners of the field. This one shipped up ahead for Fremd. And trying to center a play there was Sesniak. And eventually cleared out by Hoffman out of the box. And back towards midfield it goes. And again, Fremd has really put on the offensive pressure here from the end of the first half and leaking over here into the second. As that one is out of play for a Hawks throw-in. Seeing a lot of set pieces for Fremd, not as many for Hoffman here in the match here tonight. If you haven't been able to tell by now, stadium lights in full effect as the sun has completely set here at Gerber Stadium on this late April night. Unfortunately, we still need winter gear to stay warm. Gonna have a couple subs now as checking in for HoffmanEstates will be Dupart. And also in there is number 15, Summer Voller. As coming on out is Slingerland. And it looks like Kathy Lopez headed to the bench as well. I do apologize, Kathy Lopez still in. And it looks like that may have been Gabrielle Anderson that may have checked out. Good word on that in the moment as Kaylee Stone trying to go for goal number 2, but Docio says no. High kick up in the air, a lot of hang time on that kick. Going way back into the defense of Fremd. And Gassell says, I got it, slow things down. So we approach now 12 minutes of action played here in the second half. A 2-0 Fremd Vikings lead. As they have the Naperville Invitational coming up for the next couple of days over at Naperville North. And looking ahead for HoffmanEstates, is that chance thwarted by the defense of the Hawks. The Hawks will be at Hersey High School on Friday for a 6:45 p.m. kick on the 27th. This conference play really starts to heat up for both squads with the exception of that invitational for Fremd. Good stop by the ball assistant down there with the left hand. Put him in goal. See what he can be as a goalie on the varsity level for boys soccer one day, or maybe he is one. What soccer experience do you have, young man? Didn't even need a glove. So it'll probably sting more with the ball hitting your hand out there in the cold. Cassidy Ryan on the throw-in. This one will go out, and it's a Fremd throw-in right at midfield near side. Elizabeth Prigge on the throw-in. It goes out off of her sister Allie. Cassidy Ryan for another throw-in to Christina Salerno. This one chipped up ahead. And trying to go along the right side here is Summer Voller. And Gassell will be out there to scoop it up. Summer is her first name, but we'd also like summer temps. Last name's Voller. It's like a polar vortex out here in late April as that one goes out of play, and we will have a corner kick. Or are they going to call it a goal kick? It will be a goal kick for Gassell. And we get a whistle and a stoppage of play. Looks like we needed a shoe tying to be conducted. I don't know what that means in shoe tying assist categories, but Fremd now has the state record. Lauren Burke on the shoe tying assist to her goalkeeper and Kennedy Gassell, as that one fouled there off the kick on HoffmanEstates. You see a couple Vikings sub on in just a moment. May look like Leia Dibb set to come on in with a couple other players. There'll be 3 new Vikings checking in a moment. So we'll do our best to keep up with that substitution when they run out there in a moment. Meanwhile, Stone with another offensive chance. That one, she almost had it there to try to run up to the left side. This time they will get it. And with it is Allie Prigge, who scored off this tough angle a moment ago. Centers it, deflected back, had it for a moment, goes to Stone, centers herself in. That one just over the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. A big chance there from Stone to try to make it a 3-0 lead, but it's a little too much underneath that shot. As coming on out for the Vikings are Salerno, or I should say, Allie Prigge coming on out along with Ashley Cesniak. And it looks like also coming out is Claire Stewart. Get the names on the ones that just checked in a moment. As Hoffman now with a chance trying to run this one up is Dupart. And that one, stopping that one was Elizabeth Prigge. Looks like checking in has been Anna Billett, the other co-captain for the Vikings is in. Looking out there to see who else has come in for Fremd. Want to clarify, Claire Stewart's still in the contest. Same with Cesniak, so there must have been a quick last-minute substitution change. Looks like McCarthy came back in. May have looked like Katovich also came in as well. Mackenzie Stein also back there. Looks like we're going to see a Hoffman substitution happen in a moment as well. So actually, if I'm looking at the Vikings out there right now, there may have actually only been one substitution, just a lot of players in that one area for the subbing. And that was Anna Biller. As this shot on it rocketed in, but the Hawks defense stops it. Mackenzie Stein now, that one got through. And an easy stop there for Adosio. So we're almost halfway through the second half of regulation. 2-0 Vikings lead. Cesniak to McCarthy for a moment. Looked ahead for Dupart, and a lot of chances for the Hawks to try to get it up to number 8 in white. Player who's logged in over 430 minutes this season. And we're going to see a couple new Hawks come on in this half. As Emma Essex comes on in, she checks in for Bonilla. And also out there, Gabrielle Anderson comes back in. And it looks like Roberts who heads to the bench for Hoffman. So Roberts getting a break, which haven't been able to really say that often so much this year for the Hawks. She's logged in over 950 minutes coming into play today. Essex for Dupart. And that one they wanted to go wide there to Voller. But that one out of play. Again, our next HETV Game of the Week broadcast will take us to Fremd High School, and they'll see Hoffman Estates. So same two schools, but for boys baseball that we'll have for you. Check your local listings on HETV for that game coming up soon. The contest will be at Fremd High School. As for Fremd, that was Biller trying to play to the right side in the defensive third of Hoffman. Alonzo goes back to chase it. Now up there for Molly Salerno. Part of the three co-captains on the Hawks team, and Lunak, Molly Salerno, and Vanessa Alonzo. Dupart will play it back past midfield. Finds Cassidy Ryan. Christina Salerno with control. Molly Salerno. Centering pass now in, but wide. As we're now over halfway through the second half. Under 20 minutes now to play in regulation. Kennedy Gassel will clear this one. She's made 10 saves coming into play today. Logged 160 minutes in net. Backup goalkeeper to Jen Norris. And Gassel, who's usually a forward, has played 7 contests with having a goal and 2 points this season. Dupart, is that one just out of her reach? One deflects off of the Hawks and out, so they'll say it was last touched by Alyssa Dupart, the junior forward. Billard. Billard taking her time. Almost runs over a Hawk defender. No call, we play on. That was Christina Salerno that fell down. Katovich takes a hard fall to the turf. Now quickly Molly Salerno. Oh, she wanted to center it up, looking for Kathy Lopez. And that one, a whistle and a, it's like a foul that went against the Hawks. And that is what they do call out on the field. And 2-0 lead for Fremd here as we get into the final 18 minutes of regulation. Kenzie Stein clears to the right side, but out of play. Deflected off the Hawks. Vikings center it now as they get in towards the edge of the 18. A nice stopping move there. Shot in! And onto the top of that one, going towards the roof for the goal, is Ashley Sesniak. She gets her first tally of the evening, and it's 3-0 Vikings with 17:33 to play in regulation. It's her second goal of the season.
Number 5, Ashley Chesniak.
3 points so far now this season for her as she hit top shelf to make it a 3-0 lead. Was able to settle herself down with the ball in control from about 12 yards out and just roofed it over Adosio. As that one centered in for a moment. Now another hot chance there for the Vikings. Off the centering attempt from Claire Stewart. And also in there was Billard. As that one goes out of play for a goal kick. Gonna have a Hawks substitution now. As coming out will be Summer Voller. And checking on in for her will be number 9, Delaney Slingerland. And it looks like another Hoffman substitution will happen after the next dead ball whistle. Slingerland, the sophomore, 14 games, 2 goals, 3 assists. Elizabeth Prigge for the throw-in for Fremd. Centering ball that Hawks take possession of. Kathy Lopez lasers it up. She was looking there for Dupart. And a little slow getting up there for Hoffman was Emma Essex. Appears to be okay though. Lopez now at midfield for the Hawks. Kathy Lopez, laser up ahead for Dupart. She is going to get there. How much room does she have though? And eventually they say it went out to the near yellow line. And we're going to see a trio of Vikings come on in and a solo Hawk. As coming out for the Vikings is McCarthy, along with Mackenzie Stein and Kayla Tanner. And in now for Fremd, looks like Marissa Wade has checked on in. And we'll get the other two numbers in just a moment. Morgan Perkins seeing action for the first time here for Fremd into the contest. And it looks like Layla Dibb has now checked back in as well. So that completes the 3 for the Vikings. And a foul there against Hoffman. It'll be a reset for Fremd. Also looks like Roberts checked back in for the Hawks, and she did. And it looks like coming on out was number 7 and Emma Lunak. And it looks like we have a whistle, and looks like one of the trainers is coming on out to check on an injured Hawk. And Cassidy Ryan, excuse me. Looks like she appears to be holding her head. Looks like hopefully she'll be okay, as Avery Panic will come on in now for Dupart as well. So Essex will head off to be looked at. Didn't see if anybody came in her place though. Clock is stopped with 14:18 to play in regulation. 3-0 Fremd. And a couple players tying their cleats. So it looks like right now everything's all set in terms of who's out there. And it looks like actually Bonilla may have came in the place of Essex. So Christina Salerno is now in place of the injured Essex. So Salerno in, Christina. Don't want to get her confused with her sister Molly, one of the 3 co-captains. Misplay there by Billard. And this one will head out of play for a Viking throw-in. Billard. This one plays back for Elizabeth Prigge. Off the deflected header from Roberts. Cleared out by Gabrielle Anderson. I haven't mentioned her name much tonight. She's played in 14 contests and over 600 minutes logged in so far this season. Cassidy Ryan is going to get called for, or I should say, Billard will get called for the bump there. Roberts will have the clear. Kathy Lopez to the near right side. Looks to center the ball back. She does. Got through a defender's legs there for a moment. Deflects around the edge of the 18. And trying to stay with it is Slingerland. It will, but it'll be back behind the goal line and out. As coming on in now will be Emma Lunak for the Hawks. As coming on out will be Gabrielle Anderson. It's the only substitution in that stoppage of play. Under 12 minutes now to play here in the second half. 3-0 Vikings over the Hawks. Glad you could join us for our weekly HETV game of the week here at Gerber Stadium, the home of the HoffmanEstates Hawks. They take on the Fremd Vikings in varsity girls soccer action. Ryan Fay with you here on the broadcast. Thanks for joining us alongside the great cam work of my guy Rick Signorella up top in the booth with me here, staying warm, or trying to. Yes, we may be in the booth, but we do have to keep windows open for clarity. So the cold breeze does come on in. I don't want to say the fans are suffering out in the cold because they're enjoying the quality of play that the could be a friend out there or daughters of the parents, but they got to be a little cold out there, especially in the wide open elements. It's called dedication. Molly Salerno stays with it. Shot there, blocked off by a defender. Didn't see who got it. May have been Burke on the deflection. Play stays around as a couple players tumble behind the action. And the ball gets cleared back towards midfield. Lunak will find Bonilla. Not a Ryan. This one deflected up in the air from Prigge. Elizabeth Prigge will let it go out for a Hawks throw-in. So we have 10.5 to go. Ryan for the throw-in to Kathy Lopez with a good box-out move, but a little too much mustard on the throw-in. Otherwise, it could have been a A-quality chance for the Hawks. Meanwhile, back the other way, Lunak lost a collision there. Coming the other way, Julia Temple, who was the third substitution that checked in a little while ago. So Temple in, so that clears up that third substitution we were looking at earlier. Julia Temple getting her first action here tonight. As that one goes out for a goal kick for Adosio. Play to the right side for Cassidy Ryan. Be a Hawks throw-in. Again, our next Game of the Week broadcast on HGTV will be at Fremd High School for boys baseball, as they'll be taking on HoffmanEstates. So we've seen these two same schools, but different gender and sport. And location. Otherwise, everything's the same. As this one played up ahead nicely now from Molly Salerno on the left side. Centering on in, nobody home. Coming in from the right is Slingerland. She goes for a centering attempt. Stays in there for a moment, finds Panic. And that one on a fingertip save goes into the back of the net. But they are going to wave off the goal, as the fingertip save was enough for the official to say Kennedy Gassell had possession. So the goal will not count. Oh, so close. The Hawks once again. So Gassell, some may argue she got away with it. The Hoffman crowd didn't appreciate it, as that one off the left upright of the field goal post and in. So we're tied at 3. No, we're not. Football we would be, but not the case here. So Gassell will have another goal kick. It was like a 40-yard field goal that was almost made. If you want to look at it from that aspect. Play up there from Morgan Perkins, and a clear there from Hawks. Goes back into the box for Gassell. So we have under 8 minutes to play. Gassell in the pink jersey in goal. Dosio's in the blue jersey for Hoffman. And this one will go back to Adosio to kind of calm it down. Play to the right for Slingerland. Slingerland plays it back. They look up ahead now as they look for Kathy Lopez. A good body push away there from Burke, the sophomore defender. Has a goal this season in 10 games played, with a Hawk throw-in coming. So we approach 7 minutes to go here in the half. The Vikings look to go to 500 on the year. They stand at 4-5-1 overall, 4-2 though in conference play. Nice little give and go action as Molly Salerno to the left side may have numbers. It's a 3-on-2, but that one, oh, just wide. And it goes out of play for a goal kick. Vikings looking to go to 5-2 in conference play. Mentioned their record 4-5-1. Hawks 5-9-1 on the season, 1-5 in conference play. Hawks have lost 6 contests in a row coming into action tonight. Vikings had lost 3 in a row coming into tonight, so a losing streak was bound to be broken here at Gerber Stadium. Nice play here at the near side of midfield, goes out, and it'll be a Viking throw-in. So now have 6 minutes to go. A 3-0 Vikings lead. Goals from Kaylee Stone from back in the first half. Allie Prigge 56 seconds into the second. And then not too much after that, Ashley Sesniak to get the third goal for Fremd has made it the score we're at right now. Although Hoffman has had some good quality chances, just not able to put it in the back of the net, and a couple times the goals had been waved off due to goalie interference. Get a whistle, and it's going to go the other way in favor of Fremd. Maybe been a kick from behind there on Slingerland. Elizabeth Prigge to have this free kick. That one skips through a few players on the edge of the 18. Now high up in the off, the clear attempt from Bonilla. Now to the right side, it's number 10 and Julia Temple. And that one will go out of play for a Viking throw-in. Under 5 minutes now to play. I want to thank you all for joining us here on our HETV Game of the Week broadcast. Ryan Fay with you here on the call. Great camera shot here provided by Rick Signorella with me here in the booth. Always a pleasure working for Rick and Bruce Anderson at HETV. As that one goes out for a goal kick. Again, another reminder, our next broadcast for our HETV Games of the Week will be at Fremd High School for boys baseball when they take on Hoffman Estates. Check your local listings for that game to be seen in your area on your television screens. This one up to the left side, out towards the Viking bench and out of play. Bonnie with the back heel-ish kick. She has it back and lost to the Vikings for a split second. Perkins along the right side. Good takeaway there from the Hawks at the left back area. That was Emma Lunak over there. 3.5 to go. Layla Dibb. That one got through a couple bodies and Docio swallows it up. And that one out of play to her bench on the left side. Bit of a misdirected kick there. This one will backtrack towards Roberts and she'll clear it. Be a Fremd throw-in. Not much urgency for Fremd as they're up by 3 with 2:39 and counting to play. As they know they can smell a victory coming. As their last win came at home against Conant back on April 13th for a 2-1 victory. They lost in double overtime on the 20th to Hinsdale Central. An opponent-wise, yet to be determined for Fremd in terms of who they'll be playing in the upcoming Naperville Invitational for the next few days. Their next home game is on the 30th against Barrington. While for Hoffman Estates and the Hawks, we mentioned their next contest is at Hersey High School on the 27th, and they are on the road for the next 4 contests before they come home on May 4th to take on Prospect. And they finish the year in a non-conference battle on the 10th against Von Steuben. 90 seconds to play. Overall good performance from Fremd. Wow. To say Hoffman had some chances, just weren't able to convert. And as Kathy Lopez Chips up left side, looking for Molly Salerno, but that one a little too much heat on it. As Gasell will let the area clear out, and she'll boot it away as we now have 1 minute to play. With a Vikings throwing coming up. I want to thank you everybody again for tuning in to our HETV Game of the Week broadcast here from Gerber Stadium. Fans here bundled up in the weather. Temps sinking to the low 40s now with that wind out of the northeast. And it's only going to get colder as the night continues on here. On this April 25th, 2018. Perhaps the last late chance here for Fremd to add on to their lead. Temple to the far side, but out. And a good goal kick upcoming as we approach the final 10 seconds to go. Dosio will place it on the edge of the 6, and this final kick will be the final play that we see of the contest here tonight, as the clock now has hit double zeros. So the final score from Gerber Stadium here tonight is the Fremd Vikings 3 and the Hoffman Estate Hawks 0. Both teams will shake hands at midfield. Again, the next game's coming up for the Vikings. They'll be at the Naperville Invitational the next few days. While for the Hawks, they will be taking on Hersey High School at Hersey over in Arlington Heights on Friday, April 27th. So that'll do it for our broadcast here tonight from Gerber Stadium. Again, final score of Vikings 3 and the Hawks 0. This has been another presentation of Mid-Suburban Athletics right here on HETV.